Well, good evening, everyone. Welcome to Stinchfield. Happy Labor Day to all of you out there. So this is supposed to be your day to rest, right? But sadly, it's not your day to put worry behind you. The American people are in a cold sweat on this Labor Day. As they literally barbecue and celebrate a day off, grocery prices are up nearly 30% since Harris and Biden took over. 30%. Rent is up to almost 20%. In fact, everything is up double digits. You feel it. Everybody does. A gallon of gas, still twice what it was under President Trump. Wages are stagnant. Uncertainty is everywhere. And that, of course, has job creators just simply waiting it out. And when job creators and investors, by the way, sit on the sidelines, the economy suffers. But, you know, we always talk about the economy suffering, the economy suffering. The suffering economy is really just a way to sugarcoat it. It's whitewashing the issue when we say the economy suffering, because the economy is an inanimate object. In reality, it is you that is suffering, okay? The moms and dads, the young people trying to find a job, the middle class. Kamala Harris and her sidekick Joe have destroyed America. And now she wants us to trust her to put the economy into overdrive when she's the one that put it into reverse.
We believe in a future where we lower the cost of living for America's families. And when I am president, I will bring down the cost of groceries by making sure markets are competitive and fair.
Competitive and fair? Wouldn't it be great if that's the case? That's not her plan at all. Not even close. You want to know what her answer is to our nation's financial woes? Price controls. They are just one aspect of her communist manifesto to attack you. And, of course, attack corporations, businesses, big and small. First, the very heart of our economy are these big and small businesses. Kamala's goal is to clearly have a total, complete government takeover of businesses of all sizes, from farms to factories to healthcare and more. Even CNBC, a left-leaning network at best, realizes Kamala's communist vision is bad for America, and her so-called price gouging claims are nothing but bogus fodder.
You know that's not what caused the inflation. So, and for you to say it with a straight face, just it doesn't help your cause at all. You know.
But Joe, talking about as a capitalist, I believe in competition and making sure that there's actual competition.
We have states. Why didn't the corporations raise? Why didn't the corporations gouge for 40 years? If that's what caused it, how did it suddenly happen? They learned how to gouge 3.5 years ago, and it went to 40-year highs on inflation.
Anybody that's a capitalist knows that price gouging is nearly impossible in a free market economy. Kamala Harris has no concept of this. And I remind you, this is CNBC, okay? CNBC, that is a left-leaning network at best, maybe even far left. So when I tell you Kamala Harris has no concept of free markets, I'm telling you she despises them. The fact is, when markets are free, it creates competition. Sellers are forced to attract buyers through a combination of cost, quality, and service. Without excelling at those key fundamentals that are successful to running a business, by the way, you go bankrupt. If you do one or two of them well, maybe you survive. You do all three, great, you profit, and you profit huge. You don't do any of them, you go out of business. It's why price gouging is nearly impossible. Even today, if you force companies to sell products at prices they can't afford to produce them at, you know what happens? Those companies just go belly up. They're not going to engage in charity and write checks for the good of the American people, so they lay off their workforce. They create shortages in the market because all these businesses are closing down, leading to, yes, China, Russia, Venezuelan-style bread lines, or even worse. And I'm telling you, folks, that is not an exaggeration. Here's Shark Tank's Kevin O'Leary.
This policy, the best way to describe it, is un-American. And let me explain why. In America, we don't tell a farmer what to sell his apple for, and we don't tell a grocer what to sell it for. That's how our economy works. We don't have the Ministry of Grocery Pricing. There's no way to monitor this. We tried it in the 70s. They tried it in the late 80s in the Soviet Union. They've been trying it in Venezuela. It leads to shortages and hyperinflation.
Folks, I was born in 1969, okay? I remember as a young man, well, boy, when Jimmy Carter was in office, I remember my parents waiting in lines to get gas. I don't want that to be America again. But this is Kamala Harris's vision for America. And if this isn't bad enough, Kamala Harris wants to raise taxes in a down economy, okay? That's a recipe for disaster, too. Remember, President Trump lowered the corporate tax rate from 35 to 21%. That set off an economic boom in America. Now Harris wants to raise that from 21 to 28%, a 7% increase at a time when businesses are struggling now. The reality is Kamala Harris has never run a business in her life, ever. She has never struggled to make payroll, never faced shortages or supply chain issues, wondering how you're going to get product to your customers. I've faced all of these things, folks, and I know firsthand that when government gets in the way instead of out of the way, it only compounds the problem. You don't need to be an economic professor or a big-time entrepreneur to know this. It is simply basic common sense, something Kamala Harris and nearly every Democrat leader lacks. So here's a truth bomb for you.
For all of the talk about division and the problems in the country and people are hurting, Democrats have mostly controlled this country. Trump had it for 4. The Obamas and Biden had it for the rest of the time. And somehow, it's still all Trump's fault, and somehow she hasn't been at the center of it. So to me, that's still the glaring hole in this campaign that hasn't yet been solved at the convention. How do you explain all of the problems that will be solved by the person who is currently in there for the last 3.5 years, who is supposed to already be working on solving it?
The media wants to erase the fact that Kamala Harris has been in office with Joe Biden for 4 years. They want to erase the fact that Democrats have controlled the White House, as he said, 12 of 16 years. Erase the fact that every liberal city in America is struggling today under Democrat leadership. But how does the old infomercial go when it comes to economic policy of Kamala Harris? But wait, there's more. So it's not just price controls. It's not just raising corporate taxes. It's not just raising the capital gains tax from 37 to 45%, which Harris wants to do, leaving me asking why any investor would keep their money in America and not just go invest in another country someplace else. But Harris wants to tax unrealized gains. Do you know what that means? That's called let's tax paper profits. Profits on paper that you never actually realized. If your stock or your Bitcoin or your real estate goes up, you'll get taxed on the profits on the paper, even if you never sold it, which means most people will not have the money to pay the government that tax they're collecting because the money is still tied up in the asset. And if the asset drops in price after you were lucky enough to pay those taxes and you sell at a loss, well, you're just flat ass out of business, right? You're out of luck. The government stole your money in that case. It makes investing in anything a far riskier prospect. When things are too risky, the smart money runs and everything collapses, which is why I want you to take President Trump's warning to heart here.
We're giving our government away when we put 2 lunatics like this in. They can't, if they take over our government as president and vice president, our country doesn't stand a chance. She's actually a radical left Marxist. That's what she is. That's what she's always going to be.
That is the flat out truth. So when it comes to President Trump's America First economic policy, I could simplify it for you, folks. It's real easy. Just think the extreme opposite of Kamala Harris's policies. President Trump will lower taxes. He'll drill, baby, drill, and he'll get government out of the way. It's really pretty much that easy. Why does he do all these things? So job creators can just go out and do their thing. And when that happens, everybody wins.